Have you ever wondered what would happen if a real fighter decided to let their anger loose? Well, real fighters are often trained to stay calm and not let their emotions take control, even when they're provoked. But what happens when they do fight back? In this video we shall explore some of the most unforgettable moments when fighters used their discipline to avoid violence, but still made sure their opponents learned a lesson. Let's dive in. The flight of Mike Tyson. A test of patience. Mike Tyson, a name known worldwide for his fierceness in the ring.
Seconds into the fight, McNeely on the canvas.
Was once just a passenger on a flight home, minding his own business. However, some prankster decided to pick on the intimidating heavyweight champion.
This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson.
Testing his patience. Instead of immediately reacting, Tyson stayed calm, trying to brush off the unprovoked attention. But the prankster wasn't ready for what happened next. Mike, known for his strength and boxing skills, showed that real fighters don't always need to use violence to prove their power. He demonstrated control, and though the situation escalated...
Hey, Mike, come on. Let's go stop back. Let's lose the horse, man.
It was clear that Tyson's restraint was what truly made him a legend. The online troll who challenged Sean Strickland. Then there was the internet troll who thought he could challenge a professional fighter, Sean Strickland, to a spar.
No one's ever done this on the internet before. They tried to do it with Sean Strickland. He backed out. I don't know what we got ourselves into, but fuck you, Sean Strickland.
This troll was absolutely unaware of what he was about to get into. Strickland, a fighter who doesn't back down from anyone, took the challenge calmly, showing why you should never underestimate someone who has discipline in the ring. What followed was a brutal lesson in humility. The troll, thinking he was in a position of power,
That definitely hurt, but it's fine. You're dead.
quickly realized how dangerous it is to provoke someone who has mastered their craft. Strickland's swift and controlled response reminded the world that real fighters don't need to prove themselves. They simply do. Deontay Wilder's power. A gentle reminder. Deontay Wilder, one of the most feared boxers for his powerful right hand, also showed incredible discipline in handling aggression. When an online troll tried to provoke Wilder, calling him out for a fight, Wilder didn't jump straight into action. Instead, he gave the troll a chance to back down. The troll, however, didn't know what he was getting himself into. Wilder, with years of training and discipline, didn't hesitate to let the troll know that challenging a professional boxer isn't something to take lightly. But despite the provocation, Wilder kept his calm, making sure the troll learned a very important lesson about respect and the power of a real fighter. A test of strength. Female fighters show the way. It's often assumed that in a fight, a bigger and stronger person will always win. But that's not the case when you face someone with real skill. One man learned this the hard way when he decided to challenge a female fighter, thinking his size would guarantee his victory. Little did he know, he was about to face one of the best martial artists. Despite the physical advantage the man thought he had, the female fighter showed him the true meaning of discipline. With precision and control, she demonstrated how strength isn't just about size. It's about technique, experience, and knowing when to strike. The lesson of Andrew Tate. Another incident that stood out was when a young man challenged Andrew Tate, a former kickboxer, to a spar. Andrew, known for his disciplined approach to fighting, didn't let the challenge go to his head. He stayed calm, showing the young man what happens when you try to provoke someone who knows how to fight. Instead of reacting with anger, Tate took the opportunity to demonstrate the value of patience and the power of maintaining control in a stressful situation. The spar turned into a quick lesson for the challenger, who, despite his bravado, realized that fighting is a skill, and it requires more than just energy or rage. Tate's calm approach proved that real strength lies in control, not in blind aggression. It was a clear example of how discipline can turn a potentially chaotic situation into a learning experience. Sean Strickland's calm yet powerful approach. Sean Strickland is another example of a fighter who doesn't let his emotions cloud his judgment. One time, an internet streamer decided to poke fun at Strickland during a live stream.
I'm a guy, man. What are you?
A fucking MMA fighter. Is he an influencer?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, keep it going, man.
All right.
Challenging him to prove his worth. The streamer was in for a shock, as Strickland didn't engage with unnecessary words. Instead, he let his skills do the talking.
And this is a moment that as you're realizing.
Strickland's cool-headed approach was a reminder to anyone who thinks they can challenge a real fighter. This interaction was a reminder to everyone watching. Don't mess with someone who is trained in the art of fighting. Strickland's controlled response was not just about fighting, but about demonstrating the power of self-discipline and respect for the craft. His calm demeanor was a reflection of his years of training, and his ability to control his reactions was exactly what made him dangerous in the ring. The boxing gym bully. Some people think they can walk into a boxing gym and challenge anyone to a fight. That's exactly what one street fighter thought when he tried to take on the best fighters in a local gym. What he didn't know was that those fighters weren't just physically strong. They were disciplined, trained to stay calm under pressure. The bully's attempt to show off quickly turned into an embarrassing lesson.
That's it.
He was put in his place, not through brute force, but through the fighter's ability to control their emotions and remain focused on the art of fighting. This incident served as a clear reminder that skill and discipline outweigh raw power. The fighters at the gym displayed not just their physical prowess, but their mental strength, showing that real fighters can outthink and outlast their opponents without needing to rely on excessive force. Floyd Mayweather, proving that skill trumps size. Finally, let's talk about Floyd Mayweather, a boxer who has built a career on his unparalleled discipline and skill. One day, a YouTuber decided to challenge Mayweather to a sparring match to prove that size and strength could beat skill. What happened next showed the world that Mayweather's discipline was unmatched. The YouTuber thought he could stand up to Mayweather, but he quickly found out that fighting a real professional was a whole different ballgame. During the spar, Mayweather didn't just fight back. He showcased his superior skill by effortlessly outmaneuvering the YouTuber. Despite the size difference, it was clear that a real fighter like Mayweather relies on technique and experience, not just physical strength. Mayweather's calm, controlled responses during the sparring session demonstrated why he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. The power of discipline. Throughout all these examples, one thing is clear. Real fighters use discipline to avoid violence. They don't need to prove themselves through unnecessary aggression. Instead, they focus on mastering their skills, controlling their emotions, and knowing when to fight. By staying disciplined, these fighters showed the world that true strength doesn't come from anger or violence, but from control and respect for the craft. They didn't need to prove anything. Their skills spoke for themselves. So, next time you think about challenging a real fighter, remember, it's not about size, strength, or bravado. It's about the discipline and control that comes with years of training and experience. These fighters have mastered their craft, and that's what makes them truly unbeatable. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content on the world of real fighters and martial arts.